In case you missed it, a viral tweet had the internet buzzing. Durk's lawyers just submitted the sneakiest bond proposal I've ever seen. We're actually about to see him released before GTA 6. That tweet quickly caught fire, especially after it was co-signed by Mo, the famous rap lawyer for workers, who broke down exactly why this bond proposal might actually work in Durk's favor.
In the Lil Durk case, his lawyer Drew Finling not giving up on the application for a bond. Now, they were denied last week by a magistrate judge. In federal court, you have a magistrate judge and a district judge. The district judge is on top of the magistrate judge. So if the magistrate judge denies you, you can ask the district judge to take a look at it. That's what his lawyers are doing here. I think this is a good decision because, quite frankly, in front of the magistrate judge who denied Lil Durk, Drew Finling could have pulled a rabbit out of a hat and that magistrate judge would have remanded the rabbit. You have to consider the fact, and I hope the district judge will, that this case, as pled several months ago, has been significantly watered down in terms of how it's being pled against Durk, where you used to have an allegation that we, the government, are going to prove to you exactly who he paid the bounty to. Now the government's saying, oh, we're not going to be able to do that.
As Mo previously mentioned, the fill-in judge quickly denied Lil Durk's bond request, citing the severity of the charges, a straight-up murder-for-hire case. But ironically, it's what happened during that very first bond hearing that might actually pave the way for his release the second time around. It all begins with...
Update on Lil Durk. He had his bond hearing today. He looked good. He looked like he was in good spirits. No crazy weight gain or anything like that. He looked good. The judge was on the same vibes she was on last time, which is that, wait, they're saying murder for hire. They're saying you put bounties up. They're saying you ordered. They're saying I'm saying that's going to be no bond. There's basically no argument you can make to this judge in a murder for hire case to get a bond. Is that the prosecution's case has taken two major hits. One, the prosecution has had to abandon their allegation that he rapped and celebrated about this murder, that he put these lyrics out talking about, oh yeah, I got you, you out here screaming no, no, crying in the street. Prosecution had to back away from that allegation. It was proven false. They need that allegation.
What might actually lead to Lil Durk's release is the fact that prosecutors are tearing down their own case. In a surprising turn, they told the judge that they're no longer planning to use lyric evidence against him, and are instead pivoting in a completely different direction. However, while the lyrics are off the table, the other allegations are still very serious.
The other allegation they backed away from, which is huge, it shows the weakening of the case. Previously, the prosecution had alleged that Durk paid the bounty through one of his co-defendants, and they named the co-defendant. Now they've backed off that allegation. They're not actually saying that Durk paid the bounty through the co-defendant or anyone else. And the fact that they're not saying that suggests that previously they thought they were going to be able to prove that he paid the bounty through this guy, and now they know we're not going to be able to prove that he paid the bounty through this guy.
As mentioned earlier, the case is getting weaker for prosecutors, especially now that they can't use Lil Durk's lyrics in court. But that's exactly why they hit him with a new charge. According to court documents and recent headlines, Lil Durk is now facing a new charge in his murder-for-hire case after being hit with a second superseding indictment. While prosecutors have officially removed all mention of his song lyrics, this move comes with a twist. And it's not good news for Durk. In an article titled "Allow Me to Explain," it was reported, on Thursday, a California grand jury indicted Durk, born Durk Banks, on a new charge of stalking resulting in death in connection with the killing of Quando Rondo's cousin. This charge is in addition to the previous ones, which include 1 count of using interstate facilities to commit murder for hire, 1 count of conspiracy, 1 count of using, carrying, and discharging a firearm and a machine gun resulting in death. So while removing the lyrics may seem like good news, the reality is far more complicated. Yes, Durk's legal team quickly responded. They've already filed paperwork requesting a second bond hearing. And yes, his lawyers are calling this case a joke, arguing that the feds only had his lyrics as evidence for months. But now, the government has made it clear. They're not even using the lyrics anymore, and they don't need to. Instead, they've shifted their strategy, introducing new charges and relying on co-conspirators, surveillance, financial trails, and digital communications to build their case. This might be Durk's most serious legal battle yet. The question is, can he beat it without the lyrics being used against him, or has the damage already been done?
The case is as follows. So there was an indictment that did not name him, right? It named others, and then there was an unindicted person. And then 3 weeks later, that indictment was what's called the first superseding indictment, and it does name him. The indictment was identical, except the unnamed person now became Durk Banks. And this is the really important part, Ack. The second indictment, what's called the first superseding indictment, only had one new fact. It had one new fact, and that was it alleged that there was a video by Durk that celebrated and monetized this.
Knowing there is very little evidence against LOL Durk, his lawyer Drew would then ask around the rap industry about these songs the feds wanted to use against Durk, and he realized these rap songs are very old and shouldn't even be used against him.
We got the indictment, we noticed, and we started hearing from people in the music world. People are like, this doesn't really make sense. That song, those lyrics were done a long time before that. I mean, we were hearing it from all different directions. We were hearing it from studio people. We were hearing it from people that wear suits to work every day, executives.
Exactly, yep.
And so we were like, we got to get to work here. We got to figure this out.
Due to all of this, Durk's lawyer would then flat out say they want to go the distance, but now with the new charges, this could be a terrible idea. This is why academics would then ask if Durk would entertain a plea deal. His lawyer says, absolutely not. We're going the entire way.
Likelihood of a plea. I think a lot of people have seen like this seems like it's a do or die thing. This is kind of like it's going to be like a 1 or 0 type of situation. You're either are or you're not. Is Durk, from your understanding, or you as a lawyer right now, as his criminal attorney, are you open to possible conversations about plea deals? Are you thinking, no, we're going all the way? Would you entertain it, just entertain it, because that's your job to listen to it and maybe present it to Durk, or that's just off the table?
It's a conspiracy commitment case. It's an all or nothing case, and he did not participate in a conspiracy to commit. And so there is no alternative. It's a life sentence, potential life sentence. So this case is going to go to 12 people.
They are going all the way for one specific reason. Durk's lawyers are keeping this in their back pocket to end up winning the case. In the end, explaining that all Lil Durk does online and in music is an expression of his First Amendment right.
There's a First Amendment argument here, right? That this violates the First Amendment. Can you talk about that?
Right, for sure. I mean, I'm expressing myself. I can say the things that I want to say in a rap record or any kind of record. And you could go back and there's country records and there are pop records and there are R&B records that talk about all kinds of things. It's just that there's this notion that with hip hop, quote, glorifying violence, that suddenly now we're going to use these things to prosecute them. But does that mean that the free speech, the First Amendment has gone away? No, absolutely not. He can absolutely rap about what he wants to rap about, and that doesn't mean just because the story is...
As it looks so good for Durk's lawyers, other lawyers online are saying he's going to be released just like Young Thug was.
We've seen it happen quite a bit. I don't know that I'd say it's been persuasive. I think the biggest example we look at is Young Thug down in Atlanta. They took a lot of his lyrics, and even though technically speaking, ultimately they got a conviction, he actually walked out on time served. Most of the people that were prosecuted didn't end up being convicted. And I don't think anybody would call that prosecution a successful prosecution. And so, you've got freedom of speech issues. Does it mean that just because I'm saying something in a rap song, it typically is a rap song, does that mean that I actually did something? And this is an extra interesting twist here because Lil Durk's attorney is saying, well, this song was actually released a month.
However, these new Lil Durk charges could change everything. And let me explain why they did drop the biggest coincidence evidence of all time, such as the lyrics of Durk rapping, "Look on the news and see her son screaming, 'No, no,' as Quando was on the news, screaming no on the sidewalk."
Now the search is on for 3 people who police say at a Savannah rapper, a member of his entourage. It happened in Los Angeles and cameras captured the aftermath.
This man, a passenger in that car, frantic at the sight.
It raises the question, how much evidence do they have against Durk if they're able to just drop other evidence after investigating through the court files? It's a lot. One update many forgot about reads in quote, over 230 gigs of digital evidence, which includes audio and video recordings and surveillance footage, and 20,000 pages of reports are currently being processed for discovery. As this all came from an F-snitch, his name is Jam, and he allegedly supplied them with all the evidence. A court update read, "Feds believe Lil Durk paid to get these two people dealt with number 1 Sitfan Mac, who got Lil Durk's brother Dang. Then number 2, F Jam's baby mom, she passed away after Lil Durk found out he wore a wire around him. Feds believe Jam is the key to putting Lil Durk in jail for all 3 crimes. As of right now, there's 2 new murder cases looming around Lil Durk's name, as it was this Instagram live where Durk noticed Jam was wearing a wire. Jam is seen holding the top of his jacket, whispering in it.
I ain't gonna lie, my whole dream changed. I ain't gonna lie, feeling like back in the day. Oh, my! Give me the check on your man. I heard you got his head. Yeah. I ain't gonna lie, man. Hey, when I was growing up, I don't have a dare. Architect. Having a who? Don't have a dare. School trying to stop down.
As this connects to a Lil Durk interview that he did months before being arrested, where he knew that Jam was acting weird. It was announced Lil Durk has been playing 3D chess the entire time. He knew Jam was going to cooperate.
I see shit from a mile away.
I don't think people realize that.
I could have a conversation with you for 5 seconds and know your is gonna cooperate.
As Durk would later speak on this, saying, he doesn't even allow his friends to know where he lives, and he gives no information to anyone anymore. You can tell just how sad he is, knowing Jam snitched.
Nobody is ever allowed to my house. It be my best friend never been in my house.
For real?
I promise.
Your best friend?
Promise. Like, it's people like that I just don't allow around my girl and my kids, cause it's like I'm just a different type. I'm not the have family night at Durk house tonight. It's the you gotta watch.
Everybody at Durk's crib.
Yeah, we gotta everybody getting watched. We gotta watch everybody. Hey, you go too. Hey, they go too close to them kids. You know what to do. Like, that's how I play. Like, I don't play.
In case you're unaware, Jam is the same man Durk gave $50,000 to, but pay attention to the people in the background of this Instagram live.
What's his name, bro? Steady crying, huh? He's steady crying. Feed him. Feed him.
Get the milk so big mama get the tripping, bro. See that?
Feed
for my
him.
baby. That's really how y'all hold y'all babies, ain't it? I gotta hold my money like this. This too much. Crazy though. Motherfuckers sitting up there doing all this. Sneak this and internet games and all this. Up some money, do something. Like, we winning, bro. I can do whatever it is I want to do, I can do it. Just not what I want to do what I want. Y'all can't do that, bro. Goof
Bro got out what?
You know that
How many you did all?
How many years I did it now?
Yeah. That's your leg bit. 12?
12.
That boy popped out 12 years.
Yeah.
So much money. We really just get in order to just figure out the lanes, man, boy.
This was the first indication that Jam was snitching. Those same men in the background of the entire IG live are the same men that were jewelry shopping with King.
Solitary stone.
We just looked at him. Good, man.
Let's go over there.
What up, bro?
Boss, you good? My boy. Let's go.
They got real in here, man, because he just stepped in. The money man just stepped in.
Now, all of those men that were jewelry shopping with Vaughn and in the Instagram live are all currently behind bars awaiting trial alongside Lil Durk. Not only that, but they're pinning another murder case against Durk, showing this Instagram story, where Durk writes, "For dang." Aha. This was posted 30 minutes after Sitfan Mac passed away, alongside this Instagram story where Lil Durk is laughing the following day.
Can't see other shit, boy. What? Tweak on the phones. Hey, somebody always said, it's live con. Somebody always said, it's live con.
But then with the help of DJ Academics' stream, the feds were able to pick up even more evidence where it's pretty much laid out that Durk says all of the crimes that commits as his album names and song names. It gave the police everything they needed to originally arrest Lil Durk.
2020 Vaughn, 2021 his brother dies. 2022, the niggas who his brother, they get clapped. The two Vaughn, at least a cousin of theirs get clapped. 2023, he drops an album, I'm almost healed. ever think about that, Chad? It's like poetic. 2020, 2021, his brother. 2022, get back for both those situations. 2023, I'm almost here. Crazy, huh?
As it was originally that what caused rumors to circulate that members were snitching against Lil Durk, but in reality, Durk was self-snitching, as according to police records, there's only one snitch, which is allegedly Jam.
No motherfucker know what's going on, but them people that's in them courtrooms, man. For real, for real. Them be false accusations. Y'all don't even know what the be going on for real. Y'all really be trying to play Inspector Gadget and all this. Y'all just be weird as hell. That's what I be talking about, man. Like, first y'all done threw the Jams rumors out there. Now y'all talking about Vonnie a snitch, gang. A snitch on what? Y'all don't even really know what's going on for real. On my kids, y'all really just be running. And that's why I don't participate in nothing that got to do with nothing illegal. Because of you motherfuckers, y'all be trying to get them put under the jail.
But it all isn't terrible for LOL Durk. A lawyer would predict his release date from jail.
So it all depends on the hunger of the U.S. attorney and the AUSA that's involved. And if they want this individual badly enough, they'll make very attractive deals for these individuals. What does a very attractive deal look like? I think they go for the lowest hanging fruit. Whoever, didn't actually the guy, maybe someone that was involved that didn't actually, or someone that, but it didn't hit, they're going to have forensics. Yeah. So they'll take whoever is the least culpable, and I think that they'll approach him and make a deal with him, that'll be the most attractive. And if that guy doesn't make a deal, they'll move on to the next guy. So usually that's what happens, right? You go for the lowest hanging fruit first, the guy that you think will flip, the guy that didn't really have that much involvement.
Then it would be announced Kodak Black's attorney Bradford Cohen says Durk has a chance to beat the King Von and Quando Rondo revenge case unless testifies against him. He says, I'm hesitant to say they have a slam dunk case on Durk Banks. I think they have a long way to prove the conspiracy against him.
When it comes to Durk Banks, so far I've seen one text that says don't have them associate my name with any kind of flights that they're taking. Certainly that's not a good text, but is that the only text? Because that doesn't, that in itself doesn't stand on its own. Certainly it's circumstantial. But like I said, we have to wait and see what other evidence they have. If they have a snitch, if they have videotapes or audio tapes of him saying something, I think that's a lot different than, hey, just make sure you don't associate my name with these guys. So I'm hesitant to say that they have, a slam dunk case on Durk Banks.